following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for.
The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready.
The fight starts now!
Let's go.
How do you like it? On the show, so aggressive, so focused.
It all comes down to this.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
We welcome you to Fight Night in Frisco, the Ford Center at the Star, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, America's team's training facility, and it is back to Texas for San Antonio's favorite son. The WBC Super Flyweight champ Bam Rodriguez tries to become a multi-division unified champion when he takes on the WBO Super Flyweight champ Phumelele Cafu later tonight on DAZN.
I'm ready to go. Just ready to take care of business.
Bam Rodriguez is an absolute menace.
He's still such a young man. He's already a multi-weight world champion.
Nice uppercut in the left hand. Nice shot there from Bam Rodriguez.
This kid has it all.
They're gonna see something special.
And we welcome you inside the Ford Center at the Star, here to Before the Bell. The main card on DAZN coming up at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, here from Frisco, Texas. It'll begin with the U.S. sensation and bronze medalist Omari Jones taking on a tough Argentinian in Alfredo Blanco. Austin Ammo Williams back in action against his Houston stablemate, Ivan Vasquez. Diego Pacheco in for perhaps his toughest test yet as a young professional. The 24-year-old gets in the ring with a game and hungry veteran in Trevor McCumbee. And then it's the main event for the WBC, the WBO, and the Ring Magazine Super Flyweight title. It's all on the line. Jesse Bam Rodriguez tries to unify once again at 115 pounds when he takes on South Africa's Phumelele Cafu. Here on Before the Bell, we have 3 fights for you. And it will begin with the King of New York, Pablo Valdez, 8 rounds against Houston's Robert Redmond Jr. And then for the second time in as many months, India's Nishant Dev is in his 3rd pro fight, taking on Philly's Laquan Evans. And then it'll be the homecoming for young Hector Beltran Jr., Dallas' own. He is in for a 4-round batter against Edgar Gutierrez. And we welcome you ringside here to Before the Bell. Glad to have you with us once again alongside the undefeated, and now I can say true title contender, Ernesto Tito Mercado, put in the 140-pound weight class at notice. He's 17-0, recently ranked in the IBF rankings. So, champ, welcome to Before the Bell. Glad to have you. Good to see you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. It should be a fun night of boxing.
So we have Tito Mercado, Justin Shackle, a host of surprises for you here on Before the Bell with these 3 fights. But we get into the main card again on DAZN at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Bam Rodriguez has taken the world by storm, Tito, especially over his last 7 fights or so. But his rise, I guess you could say, within Texas, coincidentally, it began here inside the Star. Go back to February 2020. It was Jesse Vargas and Mikey Garcia in the main event, and Bam Rodriguez was the very first fight of the night. So fast forward, 10, 11 fights, 5 years, and here he is, a pound-for-pound great. What do you like when you watch Bam Rodriguez operate in the ring?
Man, I like how he's able to break down opponents, and he does it such in a, he doesn't have to do it in such a defensive manner. He knows how to do it in an offensive manner, coming forward, but still staying defensively responsible. And, man, Bam just a guy that, boxing kind of needs, especially in the lighter divisions, man. We got Inoue, but you got Bam, and especially being from Texas, man, where Texas really supports boxing. You got big stadium players that he's able to fill out, man. I think this is great for boxing, man. I'm excited to watch him fight.
Now, Phumelele Cafu comes in here. He maintains that he's going to be Bam's toughest test to date. Stylistically, people think that Cafu could be a problem for Bam. When you have a fighter like Cafu who has the power and also operates well on the back foot, when you see that combat the type of style of Bam, how might that be a problem for a fighter like Bam Rodriguez?
I don't think so, man. You know, Bam knows how to adjust. You know, based on the last couple fights I've seen him, man, he knows how to adjust. And I think it's more just about taking his time. You know, I don't really see this being too much of a difficult task for Bam.
Well, we have 3 fights for you here on Before the Bell as we take a look at the tail of the tape for our first bout of the night. It is New York's own Pablo Valdez taking on Robert Redmond Jr. It'll be 8 rounds at a catchweight. These 2 junior middleweights here kicking off the night in Texas, so we will have those 2 making the ring walks momentarily as we get set for a big night of boxing in Texas. Without further ado, here's David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Ford Center here in Frisco, Texas, USA. We are live on DAZN for a big night of World Championship Professional Boxing. We begin tonight with a special junior middleweight contest. Making his way to the ring, the Houston Hitman, Robert Redmond Jr.
So there is 35-year-old Robert Redmond Jr. He makes the first ring walk of the evening, and it's sort of an unbroken flow into fight night because Redmond Jr. was the last fighter to arrive on site here in Frisco this week, but he had a good reason for that. The Houston, Texas native said, hey, I got to work. I'm not missing a day of my 9-to-5 regular job. So he drives up from Houston, and he's now ready to go for the weekend. Big opportunity in front of him. He's 8-2-2 with 6 knockouts. But when that opening bell rings, it's also going to be ending a layoff of 4.5 years. Redmond is in his first sanctioned fight since November of 2020. So a lot of inactivity inside a ring for a sanctioned fight at the very least. Could be interesting.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the King of New York, Pablo Pretty Boy Valdez.
It seems like we have a lot of King of New York these days, don't we? We got Berlanga, Hitchens, all of them, man. They all claim it.
It's ironic that you mentioned Berlanga and Hitchens, 2 fighters that are extremely close to the man on your screen right here. And for the second time in as many weeks, it is Pablo Valdez spending his Saturday night making a ring walk. Last Saturday in Queens, Valdez was alongside Berlanga. He was carrying Edgar's son over his shoulders on the way to the ring for Berlanga's fight with Hamza Shiraz. And Valdez called the atmosphere at Armstrong Stadium amazing. Now, he starts off the night here at the Star. And the 9-0 native of Manhattan's Lower East Side is in action in Texas after selling a boatload of tickets in his hometown of New York for last month's show at MSG, only to learn on fight day that his opponent could not get medically cleared to fight. So, look, such is life for a boxer, such is life for Pablo Valdez, who is at 42 years of age. He's dealt with setbacks before. Tonight, it is back to business for a fighter who said, nothing about me feels 42.
Yeah, you know, actually, man, that kind of surprised me, you know, when I searched up Pablo and seeing that his age is 42, and I've seen the setbacks, but it definitely has me curious on how they're going to move this guy. Obviously, you know, father time is no good to nobody, so definitely curious how his career is going to play out.
Looking for his 10th win and maintain an undefeated record to get things going here at the Star.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the home of them boys, the Dallas Cowboys. We are at the Ford Center here at the Star in Frisco, Texas, USA. We are live on DAZN for a big night of World Championship Professional Boxing. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Bet Online, Corona, Premier, the light cerveza of fight night, Drip, El Mexicano, bringing authentic sabor to your table. Somos El Mexicano. O'Reilly Auto Parts, Riyadh Season, Victory Live, and Everlast. All of tonight's bouts are sanctioned under the auspices of the Texas Department of Licensing and Registration. The executive director is Courtney Arbor. Introducing your three judges scoring our first contest from ringside: Javier Alvarez, Jesse Reyes, and Zach Young. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Mark Kaloy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 8 rounds scheduled in the junior middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears solid black trunks. He scaled 154 1/4 pounds. Professional record, 8 victories, 2 defeats, 2 draws, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Houston, Texas. Please welcome the Houston Hitman, Robert Redmond Jr. Redmond Jr. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears silver and black trim. He scaled 156 pounds even. His professional record, perfect. 9 fights, 9 victories, with 8 of his 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of the LES, the Lower East Side of New York City. Please welcome the King of New York, Pablo Pretty Boy Valdez. Valdez.
Okay, athletes, we've already gone over the rules in the dressing room. I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most importantly, protect yourself at all times. Punches in this area and up will be considered legal. These trunks are a little high. Punches in this area and up will be considered legal. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Let's go to work.
Could be mistaken, but it looks like Redmond might have more than a 1-inch height advantage. At least from, seeing him stand forward like that.
Yeah, checking in at 5 feet 11 inches. Valdez listed at 5 feet 10 inches. They're ready to go for 8 rounds to open up our Before the Bell broadcast and lead us all into Bam Cafu later on tonight here at the Star in Frisco. Along with Tito Mercado, I'm Justin Shackle. We have Charlie Parsons roaming around as well here on Before the Bell. For Pablo Lopez, a veteran power puncher out of New York City. It's back to action. Earned a 5th round TKO over Mauro Godoy on March 15th in Orlando on the Ammo Williams card against Patrice Volney. See Ammo later on tonight. But he said he was heartbroken when he walked into MSG back on June 14th, only to then, on fight night, learn that he wasn't going to be fighting after selling countless tickets at the theater.
No, I can imagine how many family members and fans he had there. My goodness.
So here he is trying to move to 10-0 against the fighters, like we mentioned, without an official sanctioned match since late 2020. So he's trying to hand Valdez his first defeat.
I want to see Redmond use the jab a little more. I want him to make it a little bit more difficult for Pablo to come in. It looked like he kind of gave him a little trouble when he's shooting that jab out. That inside right there, that's exactly where Pablo wants to be at.
Yeah, Valdez utilizing the left hand. When we asked Valdez about his opponent, he said he leaves it to his coaches, but he said, the only thing I know is that he's been inactive, so that boy's in trouble. You're in a ring and you have a guy who has such a long layoff right in front of you, that first round, what are you just trying to determine?
I guess just kind of get a feel for his rhythm, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, guys that have a long layoff, they can either come back a lot better, or sometimes they act like they forget they know how to box, so they make it very unawkward and uncomfortable for you to fight. Redmond with the little Philly shell, I like it.
His most notable opponent was his last during a run of fairly consistent activity. As the seconds wind down, it's Valdez angling it out. Using the footwork.
See, that's what Pablo has to watch out for. He can't just be coming in too reckless, because then, you know, Redmond might take a shot in. Regardless, he still has 6 knockouts, man. So he could definitely, you know, any fighter could get dropped at this point.
Valdez coming forward in round number 1, trying to set the tone in Texas. Valdez coming in at 9-0. There you see. He in his corner. Famed New York City trainer Andre Rozier right on the apron, right behind him, giving him some instructions. Along with Sharif Yona, Gary Starks. You know, you talk about a lot of people calling themselves the king of New York. Valdez and Hitchens and Berlanga, they've been so tight for so many years. Those are his friends from his youth boxing days. And they supported him after his run-ins with the law. Prison time took away his prime boxing years. And Pablo said when he was released from prison in 2016, he and Richardson went to Saddam Ali's gym in New York, and they sparred almost every day to get Valdez back in fighting shape, to get his career off the ground. They do 10 or 12 rounds almost daily. And he said it was Hitchens who helped him the most when he returned to the boxing ring. Just give you an idea of what Richardson's about. I know he's been on your mind lately.
No, for sure. But then he was sparring Richardson. I can imagine how much weight Pablo was weighing. So
he came out of prison 200 pounds. Dang. He had to take a lot of weight off. And he did it.
That's a lot of weight right there. Yeah, I'm surprised not to see Berlanga or Hitchens here supporting him ringside. Definitely has some words for Richardson, but you know, it's okay. I'll say it for another day.
That's what excited me the most when I was told that you were going to be on before the bell, man. I'm like, I know he's worked the microphone before. All right, let's see how he does with the headset. So here we are in round number 2.
Second sooner.
Valdez with a steady line of offense here against Robert Redmond. Good shots to the body from both gentlemen. The counter left by Valdez. Just the busier fighter over the first round and change.
For sure, but I want to see Valdez shoot a little bit more of the jab coming in, or give me a little bit more head movement coming in, kind of disrupt, you know, kind of what Redmond's kind of seeing, you know, see him kind of just too coming forward, one-dimensional. I want the corner of Valdez to shoot the jab a little more, or make it a little bit more comfortable for Redmond. Could give him some angles. See, Redmond's making it way too easy for him right there, and I think that body shot just got to him.
Valdez sensed some pain being felt by Robert Redmond, and Redmond holding on here. Valdez's corner instructing Valdez to jump on Redmond here. They know he's hurt. And see if he's able to overcome those shots earlier here in the second. Valdez again, more painful shots. Redmond on the retreat, working on the bike.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you're saying, man. But kind of the way they're throwing punches, man, it kind of feels like they're kind of a sparring match, right? Kind of not too crazy shots. It look like they're just sparring, man, trying to you know, get out there both safely.
So a solid round in the second for Pablo Valdez yet again. This is the first of 3 here on Before the Bell. Still to come, Nishan Dev, Laquan Evans meet up at 154 pounds. And Hector Beltran Jr. in front of a lot of hometown family and friends, going up against Edgar Gutierrez of Yuma, Arizona.
I didn't even realize that we had so many junior middleweights and middleweights fighting today.
154 is a showcase weight here tonight, man.
And 3 of them all kind of been in the same amateur circuit, right? We got Dev, Beltran, and Mari Jones, who kind of all fought similar opponents, so should be interesting, man. I'm sure one of the 3 are going to try to outperform each other for sure.
Well, there's some fireworks at the Fight Week press conference. Nishant Dev, Amari Jones, Pablo Valdez all sitting on the couch with small talk. Pablo is in between the 2 young pros who met up in the amateurs, and they had a little bit of smack talk back and forth. Though Amari took out his Olympic bronze medal, and he had the medal do the talking for him. But Nishant, look, he moved to Houston. We're going to talk about this more once he gets in the ring, but it feels like he's just more comfortable now being in the States for a little while longer and now being around the Shakur Stevenson crew at J. Prince Gym. I think he's more comfortable in his own skin as Redmond takes a slip following the punch, and he's on the floor in round 3. I don't know if it was one singular punch, Tito, or whether Redmond lost his footing. Either way, a punch did lead initially to that knockdown.
Yeah, I think he let off with the hook and then let the right hand go. I think it was more of an off-balance shot. But still, man, you know, with Redmond coming in later.
Valdez.
That's over. It's over.
Big right hand. That's going to do it. Pablo Valdez delivers in Texas. And he scores himself a 3rd round knockout.
They call him Pretty Boy, man, but he sure ain't nothing pretty about him today, huh?
That happened fast. Knew his opponent was hurt, went for the kill, got it done here in Frisco. Whether it was the full effect of an off-balance shot that led to the initial knockdown, Pablo Valdez did exactly what you would want if you were training him in his corner. He immediately pounced and executed.
No, for sure. And I think those body shots definitely had an effect on Redmond, especially he hasn't been in the ring so long. I think those body shots definitely took account into these rounds right now. That's why he's able to take him out of there so early.
So Pablo Valdez picks up victory number 10, moves to 10-0 as we take a look at the action here from the 3rd.
It looks like most of the shots were kind of smothered. It looked like the last 2 were the ones that kind of had the full effect on them.
Redmond walking to his stool here in the ring. In his return for his first fight since late 2020, falls to 8-3-2, stopped for the 2nd time in his career. But for Valdez, even at 42, he says, nothing about me feels 42 years of age. Now 10-0 with 9 KOs, wants to stay busy, has a few more fights lined up for the rest of 2025. This is his most active period of his pro boxing career, and he wants to keep it going. He said he has a fight lined up near the end of the summer in Orlando. Would like to land back on a potential matchroom show later on in the final quarter of 2025. Just stay busy, stay active. Doesn't have set goals. Knows he's over 40, but he just wants to keep going as long as he can.
Maybe become the oldest world champion, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Kalloy calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 1 minute of round number 3, declaring your winner by knockout. He's still undefeated, the King of New York, Pablo Pretty Boy Valdez.
Man, I can't help to notice, but Pablo looks like that one Spanish singer, Anuel. Look kind of like him a little bit. Distracting a little bit while seeing him fight. Like, look like Anuel fighting right now. That's crazy.
Well, his punches were vocal tonight. Gets the stoppage in the 3rd round and improves to 10-0. Telling his trainer, Andre Rozier, the rest of his crew to come in for pictures. Pretty Boy Pablo, the King of New York, gets his hand raised here to start our night off on Before the Bell in Frisco, Texas. All leading up to Bam Rodriguez, Phumelele Cafu later on in our main event tonight. And let's take a look at the fight card here at the Star. before the bell. Valdez picking up the knockout over Robert Redmond Jr. Coming up next, it'll be a 6-round junior middleweight matchup between India's Nishan Dev and Laquan Evans out of Philadelphia, and then 20-year-old Hector Beltran Jr. in the main event here on Before the Bell, facing off against Arizona's Edgar Gutierrez. Main event, main card, we should say, coming up on DAZN, 7 Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. It'll begin with another 154-pounder in Amari Jones. Back in action, third time as a pro. Will be taking on Argentina's Alfredo Blanco, who has north of 40 matches of experience. It's going to be a good test for the bronze medalist out of Orlando, Florida. Austin Emma Williams going up against Ivan Vasquez, then Diego Pacheco, Trevor McCumbee, and then, like we mentioned, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, Phumelele Cafu, as we welcome you back here ringside along with Ernesto Tito Mercado. I'm Justin Shackle. One fight in the books here on Before the Bell. A couple more to go, but let's focus in on this main card. You know what? Before we do that, let's get caught up with you, Ragon, because we're talking about Pablo Valdez last month, walking into MSG, having his fight canceled. You were also supposed to be on that show. You had to pull out because of an injury. Can you just elaborate on what happened leading up to your scheduled fight in New York?
Yeah, man, just the week before, just routine, getting a sparring in, and that, I believe it was that Tuesday or Monday that I sparred, I injured my shoulder. We're in the clinch, and I had my shoulder pulled, and turns out that my rotator cuff was messed up, so I had to take some time off, and right now I've just been doing physical therapy and trying to get back in the ring ASAP, man, because, I definitely wanted to be there at MSG. I was fighting for some titles, man, so definitely disappointing, man, but my health comes first, and I'm just ready to get back in there, man.
Where do you think you're at in the recovery process?
I'm doing good, man, but I still need some time. We're thinking sometime November, December, we're able to get back in that ring.
It's interesting because now you're nursing an injury, but in the meantime, you get the alert online. No formal alert, but the IBF puts you in their ranking. So here it is. You're officially a title contender now. You've stripped the prospect status from your name. How good does that feel to know that, look, you've been talking the talk, sanctioning bodies are recognizing now?
No, for sure, man. I felt really good, and it felt even better knowing that I got ranked in the belt organization that I wanted the most. The champion right there, Richard Hitchens, the guy that I've been mentioning for a while. So for me to be able to get ranked in that specific organization, man, felt great.
Action's hot at 140 pounds. He's going to try and make it blistering hot in his near future, hopefully by the end of 2025. Coming up here tonight, big unification bout in our main event. Bam Rodriguez trying to become a 2-division unified champion as he takes on Phumelele Cafu, who's very confident. People feel is a live underdog, but we know the pedigree that Bam Rodriguez comes from, what he's been able to do in his championship journey. Here is some footage of Bam's illustrious climb through the pound-for-pound rankings. And it all started in Phoenix, Arizona, early 2022. Then here in June, he slayed Sor Rungvisai in his hometown of San Antonio, putting down his contemporaries in Sonny Edwards. A big stoppage there. And then another one of the 4 kings at super flyweight, Gallo Estrada, last June. This was a pretty one against Rivera in Philadelphia, ending the show early. We know Bam has all the tools, the footwork, the speed. Call him a marksman out of San Antonio, but the power is so true as well, as we've been seeing. What do you predict here tonight against the guy in Cafu who, look, took down Kotse Tanaka, went to Japan and took down a fighter in their backyard, got it by a decision. That's no easy case here. He's a visitor tonight on foreign soil in the fighter's hometown, or home state, we should say. What do you make of this main event?
It's going to be a great fight, man. Fireworks for sure. I see a late stoppage or late knockout for Bam, in the later rounds. But, Bam's fighting in his hometown. I know he's fought in his hometown before, but, sometimes when you're fighting in your hometown, you tend to get riled up by the fans a little bit. So I'm hoping that he stays, what his corner's game plan is at, and it should be an easy night. I think
Phumelele Cafu could give him one of the tougher matches amongst the pool at super flyweight. But when we were going through that footage and the knockout highlights of Bam Rodriguez, you start to backtrack a little bit. You start to remember the dialogue that was had. Oh, let's see what he can do against Sor Rungvisai, such an accomplished champion. Oh, I don't know. This is Sonny Edwards now. This is at 112 pounds. What can Bam really do here? What are his chances in that one? And then, of course, Gallo Estrada, same story. And they all ended it the same way. Stoppages for Bam Rodriguez. So you're starting to hear some of the, maybe the questions. I wouldn't call it doubts either, but people are giving Cafu somewhat of a chance. Maybe they shouldn't overthink it. Maybe Cafu is a live dog. He looks the part. Will it be a different story for Bam, or will it be the same stoppage? So just 4 hours north of San Antonio. We are just only a couple of hours from waiting to find out here. Let's go back to the last fight that we saw, Pablo Valdez and Robert Redmond Jr. opening up our Before the Bell show here, and some of the footage from round 3 where we picked up the knockdown, the initial knockdown. So what'd you see there? Was it the punch, or was it him losing his footing?
A little bit of both, man. It looks like he caught him barely with the edge of the glove on that first knockdown. But looked like it just, man, honestly, it looked like Redmond just didn't want to be there at all. You know, he was there. I mean, like you said, man, he said he was not going to miss out work. So he had his priorities straight already from the beginning, from the get-go. So he came in there, at least gave him a couple rounds, and, you know, Pablo came out with the victory.
So Pablo gets the job done, takes care of business, back on track, and he's hoping to continue his activity here in 2025. And like we mentioned, Bam Rodriguez, Phumelele Cafu. Another live dog in the main card is in our co-feature bout. You have Diego Pacheco, Trevor McCumbee. In some ways, a crossroad fights. There's so much at stake for young Diego Pacheco, 24 years of age. Do you have any, I mean, I know you're both from Southern California. Do you have any history with Diego?
Not too crazy. Obviously, you know, I know his coaches, and obviously, you know, the area he's from. We were on the same youth team back in, I think it was 2016, 2017. We're both on the same youth team. So I definitely know Diego pretty well, and I'm just excited, man, to see how he's progressing, man. You know, with his last fight, I was actually on the same card as him with the Pacheco-Nelson one, so that was definitely fun, man. And then to see, you know, he's fighting Trevor McCumbee, I think this actually might be fight of the night for me, you know, just because I know McCumbee comes to fight. You know, he's going to be swinging, so I'm definitely excited for that fight, man. I think that was going to be fireworks for sure. I
think it's a fighter's in a really good spot when we're continuously talking about his fight nights as the toughest test of their career. Correct. One after another. Oh, this is the toughest test. Well, wait, now this is the match coming up next. That's the toughest fight of their career for Diego Pacheco. That's where we've been at. He just keeps stacking difficult opponents on his way to potentially being the guy chosen. Of course, WBO, his top status with the WBO, right on the doorstep of a possible shot at Canelo. But Trevor McCumbee, he looked the part against Caleb Plant. He looks like he is in phenomenal shape this week during the fight week. This is going to be a tough matchup here for Diego. And is it going to be same story where he gets better, the proverbial iron gets sharpened because he's in with such tough competition, or will McCumbee prove that he's the real deal, that his performance against Caleb Plant, though be it a loss, was no flash in the pan, and that he is for real and he could possibly derail this title path for Diego Pacheco. So two very interesting cards on the main card right there. Here we're inching closer toward our second fight with Nishant Dev, Laquan Evans. Back to you though, at 140 pounds, and the way we're talking about Diego Pacheco, right? Your next opponent's your toughest opponent. Yeah. Do you feel you're at that stage yet? Do you feel like with each opponent you're facing, they are your toughest test?
Oh, for sure, man. And then most of the guys I'm facing, man, have been either former world champions or had experience like that. So every guy's going to be, you know, oh, this is going to be a tough test, or this is going to be the guy to derail them, right? It's always going to be like that. And even when you're world champion, man, they always have the next guy, right? Like you're saying, Cafu right here. You know, we've seen Jesse Rodriguez take out Sor Rungvisai. We've seen him take out Estrada. I'm just so happy he never fought Chocolatito because he's from my country. So I would have been hurtful for me to be able to see that. But, you know, Jesse Rodriguez already proven that he's that guy, and you know now you got a guy like Cafu who people are saying that might be him. So it's always there's always gonna be somebody new, man, that they're trying to throw at you as the guy that could take possibly derail you or be your toughest test.
It's interesting you mentioned Chocolatito. There were always those rumors of Bam and Chocolatito potentially getting together. We know they've had legendary sparring sessions. There was rumors of a Chocolatito Cafu fight coming up earlier this year. That fell through. That lined up our matchup here tonight, the main event at the Star in Frisco. This is our matchup on deck. Coming up next, moments away from the ring walk with Nishant Dev and Laquan Evans as you take a look at the tail of the tape. Evans 9 years older than the Indian Olympian, both listed at 6'1", And you see the catch weight and the weigh-ins from yesterday. Evans coming in a little bit heavier than Dev. Nishant Dev, last in action on that show at MSG, the Hitchens-Cambosis undercard. And he went the full 6 rounds with his opponent, Josue Silva. Evans, meanwhile, out of Philadelphia, coming in at 5-5, 2 knockouts. He's been a pro for about 6.5 years, so this will be another 6-round test for Nishant Dev. He has big plans. We heard him talk about just stacking up the pro experience, trying to get his feet wet in the early stages. We've also heard the hints over the last 6 months or so. He made his debut on the same show you were on, the Cosmopolitan, back in January.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Ford Center here
one
at the
in
Star,
front
we're
of him
set
tonight.
to go with their next bout of the evening. Now set to make his ring walk. Please welcome Laquan Q. Evans.
Interesting song choice.
Here's 33-year-old Philadelphia native Laquan Evans, and he continues a busy stretch of activity that has not led to many wins, but it has led to an adjustment in attitude. Evans, 5-5. He began his career by going 4-1. He's 1-4-6. He says he got away from completely living the life of a fighter in the gym. Real life circumstances getting in the way. He works long hours driving a dump truck and working construction to earn a living. He has a 10-year-old daughter to look after. But after losing a 4-round split decision back in Philly on May 31st, Evans said no more. He's doing what is necessary in training. He's putting in the time at the gym. He said his diet's always been on point. It's the actual training. He feels like he has a stranglehold on it now. He feels fresh and loose leading up to this moment here against Nishant Dev as he makes the ring walk at the Star.
Well, he's definitely going to need to be prepared, man, because you got a guy that has a lot of experience regardless in that competitor, so he's definitely has a tough task in front of him.
This facility here in Frisco, it stages a lot of Texas high school football, so the capacity a little over 10,000. It's been no stranger to boxing either. Like we mentioned, last time Matcher was here was in February of 2020. Mikey Garcia, Jesse Vargas, that was the main card. Chocolatito was on it. Put down Yafai and almost, in a way, resurrected his career. But also on that card, the very first match of the night was Jesse Bam Rodriguez. At the time, he was 10-0. So, look, 5 years later and 11 fights later, look where he is now. He's the main show. He's a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter. You never know with some of these prospects that appear on Before the Bell.
And now entering the arena, please welcome Nishant, the Devastator. Ladies and gentlemen, from Frisco, Texas, live on DAZN, we are set to go with our next bout of the evening, and it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Paco Presents. We're sponsored tonight by Bet Online, Corona Premier, Drip, El Mexicano, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Riyadh Season, Victory Live, and Everlast. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Javier Alvarez, Ruben Perez, and Jesse Reyes. And at the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, referee Lawrence Cole. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the junior middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears white with red and silver trim. He scaled 156 1/4 pounds. Professional record, 5 victories, 5 defeats with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Please welcome Laquan Q. Evans. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the black, silver, and the silver tassel. This southpaw scaled already 155 3/4 pounds. Professional record, perfect. 2 fights, 2 victories, with 1 of them coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2024 Olympian, fighting out of Haryana, India, Nishant the Devastator, Dev.
All right, gentlemen, went over the rules early in the dressing room. Obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. Touch them up, good luck.
Third pro fight on the way for Nishant Dev, who you see with the orange gloves and the black trunks on the far left side of your screen. And Philly's Laquan Evans. We wait for the bell here. Round 1 scheduled for 6 here on Before the Bell. Evans in the white trunks with the red trim. And Dev hoping to become India's first boxing superstar, looking to move to 3-0 here as a young pro. So much expectations.
No, definitely has a huge country behind him, right? I'm sure they back him. I wonder if India actually has ever had a war champion before.
Get over there and stop waiting.
See how Dev comes out here. Again, had the first round knockout in January. Nishant said earlier this week he understood everyone was expecting another knockout type performance last month at MSG, but he wanted to stay within his game plan as they exchange in the corner because he feels he's still adapting and learning to the pro style. And Dev's doing a great job getting right into the pocket.
No, for sure. He definitely is, man. I definitely want to see him use his jab a little more, though. But when he comes into the pocket, I don't want him to smother himself, kind of rush into the pocket. I want him to just kind of get in there naturally the way he wants to. Okay, Dev has to watch out with, reaching in, especially with a guy like that. So you have to use your jab and cut off the ring.
Go the way I told you, man. Get the work done. Go ahead over there. Don't worry about
Dev with the solid base, cutting off the ring here, trapping Evans in the corner, and now going to work.
Get back over there. Go to punch I told you to go. Wait too long, man. You got to do it then.
Evans has been a pro for 6.5 years, going for his first win, however, since November of 2021. Entered at 5-5.
Yeah, they're looking at each other a little too long. They need to throw some shots to get in here, especially from Laquan. I haven't seen a shot from him in a minute. There you go.
Evans letting the hands go as he gets in front of Dev now. Nishant answering back. Right after the Olympics, Dev moved to Las Vegas, living and training closely with Ronald Sims. Then they moved to Houston after that January debut. They've been training at Jay Prince Gym. They've been around Shakur Stevenson, Raymond Ford, Zaquin Moses, a fighter that Nishant says he probably gets along with best inside the gym. And it just feels like, based on where he is right now compared to where he was in January, he's becoming so much more comfortable in the U.S., around his peers, and it's probably translating into his comfort in the ring. You know, he's starting to crack jokes on the mic, feeling more comfortable just talking with the media. We saw it with the Fight Week presser as well. I think all that matters.
No, for sure, man. For sure. He's definitely getting adjusted, right? I think that definitely matters. As you said, man, you said he was in camp a lot more with Shakur, Raymond Ford, those guys, man. That's definitely a good experience for him. I just hope he doesn't copy the same style as Shakur, man. He might start putting him to sleep today. But it's definitely a good experience for him, man. Definitely getting some good work, and I'm sure he's catching on to a lot of things.
Tito's going to get the subtle jabs in on the mic all night long. Don't worry, folks. There you see Ronald Sims. Dev aiming to produce in style and potentially earn a place on the Canelo Crawford undercard in September. He said that's still in play coming up on September 13th. That would be a huge stage for the Indian Olympian.
Get back the way I told you, man. Short hook, right back. There you go, time up. Right there, like action. Double up. Short hook now, short hook.
See, Dev keeps reaching in times. Instead of reaching for his head, I want him to shoot straight to the body. That way he's not reaching and he's able to get in there. See, right there's a place Dev don't want to be in because he might get hit with a shot.
Oh, he came through, connected with a right hand, got himself out of a bad position.
Especially with a guy like this, man. He has nothing to lose, man.
Now they're back in the corner. Big windup and a miss from Dev.
I don't like this look from Dev, man. I want to see him back in the range. It's just not a good spot for him. Laquan is going to let some shots go, and he might land some shots that he's not supposed to. Dev has to get back to his boxing ability, using his jab again.
Can Dev get the range down here, right in the middle of the ring? You're in round 2 again, scheduled for 6.
Go to your right. Go to your right like I asked you. Throw the punches. He's there for him. Come on. Why are you waiting? You can't wait. You can't afford it. You want to take the fucking fight. Like I told you. Right back.
We're awfully close to Evans' corner, so we're getting some really clear instructions from his corner. This is a huge opportunity for him, obviously.
Yeah, we're definitely real close. I feel like maybe some shots himself for Laquan, too. I mean, we so close to him. Might as well. See, Dev hasn't been throwing a shot in a minute already. He's already getting that Shakur effect. It's kind of scaring me.
Well, if you are in Laquan's corner, I mean, you're only inches away, but what would you be instructing him, knowing that Dev isn't boxing right now?
For sure, man. Just keep letting him come into him. You know, keep throwing shots, and Dev is just either walking forward or he's just staying in place. So really just, man, to let your shots go in combinations, not one shot at a time.
Oh, big left hand. That comes through from Nishant Dev. Let's see if Dev can capitalize on that one singular punch.
Right there is when Laquan is throwing punches and he's just landing just because Dev is staying in place.
Punches flying.
Dev is fighting a really bad fight right now. He needs to get back in distance. My advice to, Laquan's corner is every time he comes in, man, let your shots go. You're going to land one.
The right hand to the body from Evans, trying to answer back. These rounds probably a little bit closer than Dev's corner would like, but it's shots like that left hand that might be the separator here in the eyes of the judges.
For sure, and he landed that from range, not in the inside like he did right there. That's just, especially, man, even if Dev's landing more shots, when you see a shot, when you see two guys, their heads popping back, sometimes the judges don't know who to give it to. He needs to pick his shots a little bit, but too many missed shots. And right there, that's where you don't want to be because you might land a shot or two. They need to get Dev to kind of calm down a little bit and not react so much in emotion or try to force a knockout so much.
In the fighter meetings, Dev maintained that, look, September 13th still in play. He wants to put forth a good performance tonight. He couldn't stress enough, reiterating he is going to stay true to that style. So he's depending more on himself and how he reacts to Laquan Evans here. Start of round 3.
Hands up, look, I told you.
See, landing shots at range like that will make Dev's life a lot easier. And make this fight
two-punch combo.
Go get it. Go get it. Right back, come on.
See, right there, that's where Dev needs to be at. And still constantly touching the body to wear Evans out.
You can't be patient. Go ahead.
Or the boxing approach from Dev. First 45 seconds into the 3rd round.
Keep him up.
Another nice counter with the lead right.
Right there.
Here it is. Double jab, left hand.
That's where he doesn't want to be at, though. He doesn't want to be so close.
Dev boxing nicely to start the first half of this 3rd round. Can he continue it? Put it all together here against Laquan Evans. Evans' corner instructing him to get off the line defensively.
Unless though, man, Laquan's giving Dev some good rounds, man. It's definitely gonna help him out towards the, in the future for his career.
Decorated amateur pedigree or not, how valuable are the rounds really early for a pro career?
Yeah, man, it's very detrimental, man. Especially with the whole amateur circuit, whether you have a lot of experience or not. Pros is a way different game, and sometimes you just have to adjust. Or, for amateurs, you're able to jump on guys a certain way. But when you have 8-ounce gloves, man, 10-ounce gloves, you got to kind of be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more patient. So this is definitely gonna help Dev out in the future.
Back to the corner for Evans.
Right back, very good. That'll 1-2 work for purpose.
I want to see Dev take a step back when Laquan takes a step forward, just to kind of get like that, get him all balanced. There's no reason for him to be taking shots or blocking him on the gloves.
How will that benefit Dev?
Oh man, it'll just, even when you're getting hit on the shoulders and stuff like that, all that takes a toll on you after these rounds.
Oh, left hand beautifully landed by Nishant Dev.
Right back. Right back. Lift him up. Lift him up. Lift him up. 1-2, man.
This is easily the best round of boxing for Nishant Dev here tonight. And we'll see if he can build on it.
Why you can't do like I asked you?
Another one.
That was a clean shot.
Trying to put an exclamation point on that 3rd round with that wind-up overhand. But Nishant Dev looking crisp in that 3rd round. Take a look at some of the action from round number 3. And right out of the gate, we noticed it. Sticking to the jab, boxing at range. Looking sharp.
You notice most of the time Dev's looking sloppy when he's in the inside with Laquan. He just makes it uncomfortable, doing uncomfortable movements and just shooting shots right off of him. So Dev looks a lot more clear to the judges when he's fighting from mid-range like he is.
Evans getting instructions from his corner with his hometown trainer, William Morris. That was his instructor when he first walked into a gym in Philadelphia when he was 12. He started boxing just to get off the streets in Philly. Actually needed to borrow money in order to start training to take himself off the streets.
Go to your right, man, and throw the punch. You're going the wrong way.
You know what I see Dev incorporate too? I want to see him throw some feints in. Make Laquan miss a little bit, or make him throw a shot so he's able to counter.
Yeah, how will Dev build off that 3rd round?
Why are you doing this? Go ahead, man.
And Dev has to let his jab go, man. You know, Laquan's not even making it hard for him. He's not even shooting a jab. He has to let his jab go.
Counter left, responding to Evans. Good flurry between the two near the corner. That left hand, it is dangerous from Dev. Credit Evans getting himself out of precarious spots.
Right back, come on, right back. You gotta go right back now. Stop the fake movement, man, and go ahead. Short punches to the body, short punches.
Take that shit away.
Do it again.
Two-punch counter from Evans as Dev just trying to continue to find his way here in his third pro fight.
Right back. Right back. Right, go ahead, keep it going. Right back. Keep punching like that.
The body language of Dev looks a little bit exhausted. I'm not sure if he punched himself out a little bit too much right there.
1, 2. There, go. 1, 2. Not 1. Go. Right back. Go to the body. Short punches to the body.
Just go back to that last fight last month.
1, 2, and short punches.
Dev
Very good.
stressed that he was checking his gas, his stamina, his endurance, because he'd been out of the ring for 5 months following his pro debut, which, look, it only lasted a round. And when you take a look at the full calendar year, it's the Olympics, long layoff there, going from August to January. You have one pro round, and then the layoff that led him into June. So he and his team, they wanted to see how much gas was in the tank over 6 rounds. Felt good with his speed, felt good with his timing. Here he is again, though, and it might be more of the same. But like you mentioned, these punches starting to come in a little bit more rapid here in the fourth.
I need to see him do a little bit more smarter than, man. That walking in stuff, man, you just, even as good as that is, man, any fighter walks in like the way they're doing, man, you just get hit with a shot you just don't see coming. And you see Dev go to the body instead of his head. If he's moving his head so much, the body does not move. The body always stays. As we see, man, Laquan looks like he's fatiguing a lot, so we definitely need to see Dev hit the body.
Think he's breathing heavy there in the corner?
He looks a little bit, man. It's more like throughout the round, I seen him kind of slowing down at certain points in the fight. So he definitely, what flurries like he did at the end of the round, especially that were not as effective, because most of the shots were missed. You need to save your energy, man, and pick your shots off right, especially when a guy like that's moving so awkward. You need to just touch the body and save your energy, because regardless, this is what his third 6-round fight, second 6-round fight, so he should just take himself so he's able to, get it together.
Night just getting started here in Texas, the main event on our main card, which begins at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, Phumelele Cafu, super flyweight unification coming up at the Star here in Frisco. Justin Shackle, Ernesto Mercado with you here on Before the Bell. It's round number 5 between Nishat Dev and Laquan Evans here on Before the Bell. Dev looking to move to 3-0 as a young pro.
Definitely winning the fight, man. Don't get me wrong, but there's just certain little tweaks that I'll do just to make his life a little easier and make him look a lot sharper.
Well, the build-up to this weekend was the fact that he and Amari Jones, who met one another on the amateur circuit not too long ago, look, they were sharing the same card for the first time. Amari's coming up as the first match on the main card later tonight on DAZN. There's no love lost between these two. They were caught at media day in the same room, didn't acknowledge one another, talked a little bit of trash. A lot of people want this fight to marinate, and it's such a natural rivalry that stems from the amateurs. But Dev kept mentioning, in time. We want it to happen in time. I want more experience. I want it to be for something special, a 12-round fight with a big title on the line. So I don't think either of those two fighters are losing sight of the big picture. And this might be the rare instance in which you want to see a potential fight marinate over the long haul.
Oh, for sure, man. Especially there's a backstory to it, right? You know, before even anything, there's nothing had to be created. It was just a backstory already to it with the amateurs, so it's definitely going to be good to see.
Two fighters exchanging left hands.
And I am intrigued about that Omari Jones fight just because he's fighting somebody that I fought in the past, so I definitely want to see how he looks against him. I know a lot of fighters, you know, say styles make fights, but it's always, I think every fighter compares, you know, fights when they fought similar fighters, so it should be interesting.
I mean, you got a 23-year-old in his first calendar year as a pro taking on an Argentinian who, look, Argentina is the big mystery. When they come over to the U.S., you don't know what you're getting on this card. But what we do know is this is a fighter who has roughly 40 pro fights under his belt. This is going to be a good test for the bronze medalist, Omari Jones.
No, for sure, man. He's fought the likes of, you know, Jeff Horn and some other guys. And, of course, man, the one and only Tito Mercado, right? So, I mean, he's definitely has some experience under his belt. So I'm curious to see how Omari adjusts and how he looks in that fight.
All right. Did anything surprise you about Blanco when you stepped inside the ring with him?
He's very awkward, man, very unconventional. He likes to switch stands. So that's why I want to see how Omari Jones, I'm sure he's seen it all, obviously, in the amateur circuit as well. But, you know, sometimes being in a pro type of atmosphere, sometimes it changes things a little bit.
Ooh, oh, Dev getting caught, and now it might have woke him up. Trying to counter here against Laquan Evans. Trying to fix the wardrobe of the Philly native. They're through 5. Good exchange near the end of the 5th.
Definitely some valuable rounds for Dev, though, nonetheless. You know, I wonder if he's going to try to go for the kill this round since he's seen him stumble that last round. So we're going to see.
Taking another look. There it is, that left hand. It stumbled Evans back. Dev receiving the instructions from Ronald Sims. He let the hooks go at the Cosmopolitan in January. It led to fireworks in the first round. And MSG pitched a shutout. 5 weeks later, right here at the Star, he's getting some invaluable experience as a young professional against that man, Laquan Evans. 6th and final round. Let's see what Nishant Dev can do here against Laquan Evans. Oh, left hand. It lands cleanly on Evans. Dev acknowledging the body, trying to go to work there. And another left hand coming straight down the pike. This is an aggressive start to the final round for Nishant Dev. Another left hand. Well, if you're a viewer back home wanting to really get the true corner experience of a professional fighter, you're getting it right here.
Right.
We might as well be in Laquan Evans' corner.
That's what I'm saying. We might as well shout some things out, some instructions from him.
Yeah.
Help him out a little bit. He has definitely his hands full right now.
You credit Evans' toughness. He's had to eat a lot of tough left hands from Nishant Dev over these 6 rounds.
No, he definitely didn't come here for a check, man. He definitely, you know, like he said, he tried to change it around. You could definitely see that he's trying here and he's putting up a fight. And he's landing some good shots because Dev doesn't want to get out the way. You know, just a simple step back. There, you see, just like that right there, where you're able to land the counter.
Well, there's the combo. Evans not answering back. And Dev trying to press the action. A little over a minute to go in the 6th and final round. Nothing being thrown back here by Evans. Dev sensing the kill, and he gets it. An aggressive Nishant Dev here in the 6th round closes the show early. He picks up the rounds. He gets the stoppage as well. It's a 6th round TKO for Nishant Dev in Frisco. Well, I think right there it may have not been a steady streamline of aesthetically pleasing boxing, but bottom line is you get the rounds and you get the outcome that you want. You stop your opponent.
No, for sure, man. Look, not every fight you're gonna have is a perfect fight. You know, I can recall some fights in my past where, you know, sometimes I tried too hard for a knockout, so I looked not as sharp as I should have, or I should have, you know, just kept to the basic things. And I think that's what Nishan Dev has to do, go back to the drawing board and just realize, man, that not every guy that you fight has to be knocked out. And when you do it naturally, you let things fall in place. Sometimes these guys just fall a lot too soon when you're trying too hard and swing.
Dev now 3-0, 2 KOs, picks up the rounds and the knockout. As Laquan Evans remains on his stool in his corner. It's a valuable night for a young pro. We'll take a look at the knockout here. Just Evans not answering back after he was doing so for much of this fight.
Laquan was upset.
Good stoppage by Lawrence Cole.
Yeah, but he wasn't just letting his hands go.
So Dev earns the TKO. Let's make it official with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Lawrence Cole calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 1 minute and 58 seconds of round number 6, declaring your winner by TKO. He's still undefeated, Nishan, the Devastator Dev. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a nice round of applause right here from Laquan Q. Evans?
Evans leaves the ring, falls to 5-6. Dev now 3-0. Dev posing for pictures. Now he's going to take some questions from Charlie Parsons.
Victorious here, now 3-0. A stoppage in the 6th round. How do you assess your performance?
Say it again.
A stoppage in the 6th round, now 3-0. How do you assess your performance?
I'm feel great. 3-0. Looking for the next fight. I'm happy to my performance. Like I said last time, the knockout's not gonna come if you go for the knockout. Just do your job, do your skills, and be patient, and the knockout will automatically come.
Towards the end of a couple of rounds, it looked like you nearly got him out there. Why didn't it come sooner? And did you feel almost, I was listening to the corner, rushing the work at times, but finally got there in the end?
Yeah, we had a strategy like not going to be go in the first round, going for the knockout, just be patient, watch out your opponent, do your job, what you have learned, and automatically the knockout going to become. And I'm very proud of you, proud of me. Last time I did all 6 rounds, learned something from them, and apply in the next fight, and we keep growing.
Final message to the fans back home watching. I know it's late in India, but they'll always support you.
I know people back home, they're still watching. I'm sure it's 5 in the morning, and they know they're watching me. Thank you for the support. Keep supporting me. The next Indian superstar is making. Thank you.
Nishan, congratulations.
Nishan Dev improving to 3-0, now with 2 KOs under his belt. So a successful first half of his first year in professional boxing. So we are 2/3 of the way through our Before the Bell contest. Main card coming up at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on DAZN. There's a look at the main card. Amari Jones kicking off the action. We were talking about him during Dev's fight. He's taking on Alfredo Blanco, Austin Ammo Williams, and Ivan Vasquez will go at it at 160 pounds. Diego Pacheco in for a very tough test against Trevor McCumbee, who is in phenomenal shape this week. South Central's Diego Pacheco, 24 years of age, looking to take that next step, again, as the WBO's top-ranked contender. Then the main event, Jesse Bam Rodriguez puts his WBC and ring super flyweight titles on the line against the WBO super flyweight champ, South Africa's Phumelele Cafu. That is all coming up in less than an hour from now on DAZN here at the Star, the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. Jesse Bam Rodriguez has achieved superstardom. This will be a chance to go 8-0 in world title fights. The stakes get higher, the work ethic gets more intense for San Antonio's favorite fighter, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, and our Todd Grisham was able to catch up recently with the young superstar they call Bam.
I'm here with the man of the hour, the ring champion, Bam Rodriguez. Now, you grew up in San Antonio, you live in San Antonio now, but you're a big Dallas Cowboys fan. You're fighting at the Ford Center here in Frisco. What does this mean to you?
This means everything to me. It just goes back to 2020 when I first fought here on the Mikey Garcia undercard. Like I said in the press conference, I was the first fight of the night. 30 people in the building at the time.
And they misspelled your name, right?
And they misspelled my name on the fight poster. So just to be back as the person I am today, a completely different person, completely different fighter. I'm just ready to go out there and show a new Bam Rodriguez from back then. Or even since my last fight, like I said, I changed mentally, physically. I'm just very grateful to be here.
Now, what would baby Bam, little 12-year-old Bam, think if somebody said, look, he's headlining at the Cowboys practice facility? What would he say?
I would have believed them. But
really?
I would have. I knew it was a matter of time until I got my opportunity. And once I did, I took full advantage, and the rest has been history. My career has skyrocketed ever since that Carlos Cuadras win, so it was just a matter of time. But 12-year-old Bam would have believed whoever said that.
All right, so you're taking on Phumelele Cafu from South Africa. Where would you rank him among the opponents you've faced so far in your career?
He's definitely top 5 just because of the power he carries. 8 knockouts and 11 wins, so I know he has a high knockout percentage ratio. Very dangerous opponent, so I need to go out there and fight a smart fight.
Now back to the baby Bam days. Who was the one fighter that you used to watch? Was it a smaller fighter, or did you like watching the heavyweights? Who was your guy?
When I first started fighting, my idol was Manny Pacquiao, but about 2-3 years into my career, I started watching Nondido Rodner, Brandon Rios, and Mikey Garcia.
Really?
Yes, sir.
And if you didn't make it as a boxer, what would you be doing? I know I saw a recent feature on you serving coffee at a local coffee shop. You'd be a barista?
I'd be a barista, or I'd be in school doing something, but I don't know what. But coffee, I didn't get into it until I was like 17, so I probably would have been in school for something else.
And how much coffee do you drink a day? Are you an addict?
I drink about 2 when I'm out of camp, 2 or 3.
All right, so fight night or fight day, what's your diet look like building up to the fight?
All right, in the morning, I eat steak and eggs, maybe half a pancake or something, and then right before the fight, before we leave to the arena, I'll have something like maybe a salad or a turkey wrap, something like that, and that's it.
So you start the day at the cafe, and then the night you're going to end with Cafu, your opponent.
Right,
How about that terrible joke? That was a dad joke. All right, so finally your prediction. I know you got a ton of fans coming up from San Antonio, over 10,000 people going to be in here. What are they going to see?
They're going to see another explosive performance. Like I said, they're going to see a different Bam Rodriguez, even since my last fight, so don't miss it.
All right, you're an inspiration to a lot of people, man. Thanks for the time, brother. Good luck to you.
Sir. Thank you.
Bam Rodriguez.
Jesse Bam Rodriguez, some 4 hours or so away from his hometown of San Antonio, but the fans starting to fill up the Star here in Frisco, Texas, as we roll along here on Before the Bell. We welcome you back ringside along with Tino Mercado. I'm Justin Shackle. 2 fights in the books here on Before the Bell. We've got 1 more to go. Hector Beltran Jr. makes his return to his hometown. Started his pro career in Mexico. The 20-year-old going to have his first fight on U.S. soil as he takes on Yuma, Arizona's Edgar Gutierrez. But Hector Beltran is a protege of Robert Garcia. Bam Rodriguez is also a protege of Robert Garcia, and it was a little over 3 years ago. Robert Garcia got the call for a fight in Phoenix. Jurassic Sorensai fell ill. They needed an opponent for Carlos Cuadras. Didn't hesitate to put Bam in there against Cuadras, one of the 4 kings of this 115-pound weight class over the last decade or so. Bam answered the call right there, and that's where it all began. A star was born, and it's about that mentality that a lot of Robert Garcia's fighters, they talk about. No fear. It's a workman-like mentality. That's the type of mentality that has led certain fighters of his to stardom here in the sport. I know you're a Southern California guy. I know you've been in and out of his gym, get some good work in. What's the atmosphere like in the Robert Garcia gym? Because I know there's more than one now. He just moved into some fresh digs. And a lot of fighters are calling the new spot a bit too bougie.
Yeah. The other one looks more commercialized, but definitely the spot he had in Riverside, I definitely got some work in there with some great fighters, man. You know, the likes of like Ruben Villa, Raymond Morataya, who's the IBF World Champion now. Man, and the atmosphere in there, man, everybody's going in there to work. Everybody knows what they got to do. It's not a type of gym where you got to see guys get babysitted. Everybody knows what they got to do, and ultimately, man, they got a lot of world champions there, so they know what they're doing, and everybody knows that they got to push to get their goals done.
Now, with Hector Beltran Jr. coming up, interesting backstory for him. Grew up about 30 minutes from this venue in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Same story with Virgil Ortiz Jr. Hector's father, Hector Beltran Sr., is the local trainer for Virgil Ortiz Jr. So they have a long relationship there. That's how the connection with Robert Garcia started to happen. I know it's not exactly 140 pounds, but I don't think you mince words when you talk about fighters that you like to face in and around 140 pounds. So you had Boots Ennis, he's going up to 154. You have Virgil at 154 pounds, world champion there. A lot of rumors, a lot of discussion about those two coming together for a fight in the not so distant future. From your perspective, how would a fight between Boots and Virgil Ortiz Jr. pan out?
I don't know, man. That's a difficult type of fight, but based on the competition, I feel like Virgil Ortiz had a steeper, competition in Boacek and Madrimov. Boots had some good competition, but I don't know, man. I just feel like Virgil might be able to pull that fight off, to be honest with you. I think Boots is a great fighter, man, but I don't know. I feel like Boots seems holding off for a reason.
Boots came up big in AC back in April against Stanionis. Maybe took it to another level. He's going to take his weight to another level now, competing at 154 pounds. Excited to hear what's in store for Philly's own Duran Boots Ennis coming up later on here in 2025. Speaking of Virgil Ortiz, rumor is obviously he has Hector Beltran, a guy that called Ortiz his older brother. He's going to be in the building here. You're going to have Mikey Garcia, a fighter that Bam Rodriguez told Todd Grisham he's looked up to as well. It's just so interesting to see the rise of Bam Rodriguez and how only 5 years ago he was the very first fight inside this venue. Now he's headlining the main event here. A lot of possibilities in his near future as well. It's no secret there is a fight in line for him in November against Puma Martinez, and it's another chance for him to completely conquer a weight division. Now, if you're Phumelele Cafu, you hear that your opponent already has a fight lined up later in the year. How would that make you feel?
Oh man, that would definitely get me fired up for sure, because they're kind of planning around, technically planning around you, kind of looking over, underestimating you. So I think Cafu, if he's definitely the guy that he says he is, I'm sure he's trying to make a statement right here and kind of derail all the plans that they got going on.
I don't think that's Bam overlooking any type of opponent. I think it's just good, maybe bulletin board material for a fighter like Cafu as we take a look at what is coming up for you here on DAZN. High-stakes showdown between super bantamweights Emmanuel Flores going up against unbeaten rising star Jorge Chavez. That comes up this coming Thursday at Fantasy Springs Resort. You have coming up on Friday, it is Pierce, it is DAZN Arenas, and then Dominguez and Rojas fighting next Friday. And then some interesting bare knuckle fighting championship action coming up as well. All happening this coming week here on DAZN. Well, let's take a look how we arrived at this point. One more fight to go on before the bell. Here is the action from the first two cards. Pablo Valdez, the king of New York, opening it up with a statement. Third round stoppage. He knocks out his opponent, Robert Redmond Jr. So Valdez, after walking inside Madison Square Garden last month, only to find out that his opponent wasn't going to be able to be medically cleared, comes back, gets the victory here in Texas, and then Nishant Dev. He talked about patience. How much patience did you see? Ultimately gets what he wants at the end of the road, gets the knockout, gets the rounds. What did you think about his patience, though, Tito?
Oh, I ain't see any at all, man.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, but he definitely, he did what he had to do. He got the guy out of there. But hopefully he's able to apply that patience that he's talking about into the next fight moving forward.
Dev improves to 3-0, gets the knockout. What will be in store for him for the rest of 2025? You know his team wants him to stay busy. Matchroom would like him to stay busy. We shall see. After this, right back to work in Houston over at Jay Prince Gym for Nishan Dev. Taking a look at the tail of the tape for our final bout here on Before the Bell. Again, 4 rounds, another 154-pound contest. And we mentioned the Robert Garcia-trained Hector Beltran Jr. going up against Edwin Gutierrez. So you have 12 years of difference between these two fighters. Beltran holds the height advantage. He came in weighing an even 154 pounds. This is an exciting prospect, and he's young in his pro career, and he's going to be fighting in his hometown for the very first time. What could be going through his mind as he makes the ring walk in his hometown?
Definitely, for sure, definitely a little anxious. Anytime you fight in your hometown, man, you kind of certain you got family members or stuff, fans kind of rooting your ear saying, oh, you're gonna knock this guy out. So sometimes it kind of puts a certain type of pressure on you. Hopefully, like I said, he's able to just, listen to his corner and do exactly what they want to do in that ring.
Let's go to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues with a special junior middleweight attraction. Set to make his ring walk, please welcome Edgar Poderoso Gutierrez.
Well, when we asked Edwin Gutierrez why he turned pro so late in the game, the 32-year-old said he became motivated to be involved in something with discipline, something that demands commitment. And Edgar was doing landscaping and construction work, but decided he wanted a full-time boxing career, continuing a sport that he started when he was younger. And he's now been a pro for 15 months. He began the pro journey in Mexico. He started 3-0, but has since lost 3 straight. And the Yuma, Arizona native plans on climbing back over 500 with his first win on U.S. soil. Spoil the hometown party for the fighter we were talking about a moment ago, Hector Beltran Jr., and give himself an early birthday present. He'll turn 33 next week.
And now entering the arena, please welcome handsome Hector Beltran Jr.
You hear the roar of the crowd. 20-year-old Hector Beltran Jr. He grew up and he lives roughly 30 minutes from this venue here in Frisco, Texas. This is his first time on a Matchroom card. He is planning as if it will be the first of many. Trained by Robert Garcia, he's 2-0 in 2 fights, both coming in Mexico. Didn't cut any corners in his introduction to a professional career. The last fight on May 17th, he earned a second-round knockout over David Alfredo Mendoza, and he ended the show with a crisp, straight right hand followed by a left hook. And it was the left hook that stopped his first pro opponent as well. And we mentioned Garcia is his trainer. His father, Hector Beltran Sr., who is also a fighter. He's his coach as well. Beltran Sr., also the local coach of Virgil Ortiz Jr., who you see in the picture with Beltran Jr. So there is a lot of wise men around the 20-year-old junior middleweight prospect making the ring walk in his hometown.
No, definitely around good company.
Good fight kit there. Dallas Cowboys theme for a individual here, a young man who vehemently said, man, I am not a Cowboy fan. I love Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. So this is a bit of a surprise, wearing the star on his back. More about his hometown and his roots than the football team, perhaps.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Frisco, Texas, live on DAZN, the action continues with a special junior middleweight attraction. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Bet Online, Corona Premier, Drip, El Mexicano, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Riyadh Season, Victory Live, and Everlast. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Javier Alvarez, Chris Flores, and Zach Young. And at the sound of the bell, your 3rd man in the ring, referee Ruben Perez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds of boxing scheduled in the junior middleweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears red with black trim. He's scaled 153 1/2 pounds. His professional record, 3 victories against 3 defeats, with 2 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Yuma, Arizona. Please welcome Edgar Poderoso Gutierrez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears white with blue and silver trim. He's scaled to the junior middleweight limit of 154 pounds, bang on. His young professional record thus far perfect. 2 fights, 2 victories, and they both came by way of knockout. He fights out of Oak Cliff, Texas, handsome Hector Beltran Jr.
I wish I got a nickname like Hanson.
Jr.
It definitely sounds like he has a good fan base out here, man.
Okay, gentlemen, I give you instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean, professional fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my instructions at all times. Gentlemen, let's do work. Touch them up.
Time to do work for Hector Beltran Jr. You know, his father, Beltran Sr., he was handsome Hector Beltran.
Oh, really?
And Junior, Junior said it was because of his fight style. Junior joked he hopes it was passed down because of his looks. So we'll see how he looks here in the ring in front of family and friends here in Texas. Again, just a 4-round fight. Small window to make an impression. No young fighter likes the 4 rounds, right?
Nah.
He said he hopes this is his final 4-round fight.
At least I didn't either. Gives you less time to do things.
I mean, if you lose 1 round, it kind of alters everything.
Yeah, and at least for me, man, it was like I had such a long training camp to do just 4 rounds. You know, I want to punish the guy a little longer than 4 rounds. You know, I don't feel like it was justified 4 rounds.
This is the final bout here on Before the Bell. Main card coming up a little over a half hour from now. 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Here from the Ford Center at the Star, leading up to Bam Rodriguez and Phumelele Cafu. Big shot to the body. May have had an impact. Again, Edgar Gutierrez looking to spoil the hometown fight for Beltran. What are you noticing from the 20-year-old?
Man, I mean, he's walking him down very well. You can tell that the shots are not taking no effect on him, but I would like to see him move his waist a little more. I feel like he's a little too stiff for my liking, at least.
Beltran Jr. perhaps loosening up just a bit. Gutierrez showing, though, that he is a durable foe. 32 years of age, been a pro for 1 year and 3 months so far. Going for his first win in the U.S. These are 2 fighters that started out their pro career in Mexico. One doing it at 19, the other doing it at age 31. Almost got caught there with the right hook. Could have paid for a mistake of getting himself out of position.
Like those shots that he sees Gutierrez throwing, man, he's able to literally just take a step back. There's no need for him to even catch those shots for no reason.
Closing seconds of round one.
Good
There's
count.
a left hand.
Hector definitely has a good corner behind him, though, so hopefully they're able to see. I see Robert, do some waist movement, so I'm hoping that they're able to, kind of unstiffen him up a little bit. And also, man, even with those roll unders, man, it's not only just a defensive mechanism, man, but it's able to make you counter too. So hopefully he's able to get that off.
See what adjustments he comes out with in round number two. Take a look at the action from the first. He's Edgar Gutierrez, and the coach right in front of him is his twin brother. Identical. So the man who just got out of the ring looks exactly like the one in the ring. Start of round number two between Beltran Jr. and Gutierrez.
Yeah, you can definitely see Gutierrez trying to load up a little bit more. You see him loading up on the knees.
What do you think about that split stance? Those legs are wide.
They are, man. They are, but, he's just trying to land those power shots.
Hector catching him with a close range right hook. What's the difference between that wide stance and sitting down?
It's just two different types of styles, man. I think it just depends on your type of style, man. Some guys create certain powers from different stands. For me, I kind of like the wider stands a little bit. That's what generates more power for me. But in the inside, I feel like the sitting down type of style works a lot better because you're able to just snap your shots.
Right hand snaps Gutierrez's head back. The 33-year-old with some low punches, but showing that he's not going to be intimidated in his opponent's backyard here in Texas.
But he's definitely watched the Happy Gilmore movie before, because he took that all in the hips a little too seriously.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Beltran still coming forward.
I want to see Hector cut him off a little bit more. I feel like he's just following him a little bit too much. He'll be able to take him out a lot easier if he just cuts the ring down.
He has opportunities, right?
Right. No, for sure, 100%. And I know in that Robert Garcia gym, man, that's one of the main things they teach you guys, to cut down the ring.
Yeah, we're seeing the openings here in the second for Hector Beltran, and he might have taken advantage of one there. It's that left hook. The left hook, it's done damage in his first two pro fights, and it looks like it has rung the bell of Gutierrez here in the second.
He needs to just stay patient, pick a shot off, and you'll be able to get a clean knockout right now, like he's doing right now.
Beltran Jr. told us to watch out for the left hook. It's there again. Working it upstairs, acknowledging the body as well.
I like how he's being patient, though, regardless. He's not rushing for the knockout. He's not looking very sloppy. I like that.
The legs do not look clean for Edgar Gutierrez. He's got to keep moving. Eats another left hook. There's a right hand. Beltran sensing that the finish line's in sight. Another left hand. Can Gutierrez beat the bell? He will. Oh, my goodness.
Gutierrez definitely has hard to stop this fight.
And just now he's sitting on his stool. Well, the 20-year-old showed what he could do there in the second half of round two, that's for sure.
I definitely like his patience, man, and his poise. Sometimes when you see a guy hurt, man, you rush after him you don't get the knockout. You waste a lot of energy. I liked how he was staying poised, and the next round, man, he's definitely better. I feel like you got to take him out.
Here's the action from the second. I'm a bit surprised it wasn't stopped.
Me too, man. I felt like grabbing his coach's towel and throwing it in for him.
There you see twin brothers in the heat of battle.
Yeah, I'm not liking the way Gutierrez's legs are looking, man. Still looking a little shaky.
And he drops the mouthpiece.
It's a good tactic for only having a couple fights, right?
All right, here we go. Round number 3. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Gutierrez is on wobbly legs to even start. Not good.
Yeah, seeing Bambi right now walking in the ring, it's not good.
Feels like it's only a matter of time for Hector Beltran Jr. to get a signature left hook. There's one that shakes up Gutierrez yet again.
Yeah, they need to stop this fight, man. His legs are just not good.
You wonder what more Ruben Perez has to see here. The third man in the ring. Beltran Jr. staying patient. Lands a left hook to the body. Another soft touch with the left hook upstairs.
I would like to see him get a little bit more active, though, man. You know, especially in a 4-round fight, you want to know when to pick it up. Times like this, man, when you see a guy on wobbly feet like that.
I mean, yeah, this is the time to put your pedal to the metal here.
For sure, obviously in a smart manner, but this is definitely when you got to pick it up now.
And now Gutierrez finally answering back. I don't think he's fully recovered, but his legs are looking a little bit better here in the third as we move along.
At times like this, man, if Gutierrez is making it very uncomfortable for Hector, man, instead of throwing hard shots, you just need to touch him. That way you're able to kind of set that shot up. Because it looks like Hector's kind of having a hard time setting up a big shot for him.
Gutierrez said he likes to smother his opponents, try and be on them constantly. He doesn't want his opponents to have space to breathe here, and he's up close right now with Beltran. Ooh. There's a left hand coming out of the chamber for Hector Beltran Jr. Gutierrez on the heels.
Now he needs to pick it up right here.
Oh,
those are great shots.
Hooks coming from each direction now for Hector Beltran Jr.
Nice.
Oh,
that's it. They need to stop this fight now.
Right in the corner. Finally, Perez steps in. It's a Beltran beatdown at Ford Center.
A little too late of a stop, if you ask me, but definitely nonetheless the right call.
They bring Gutierrez the stool from across the ring. You could have made the argument that the fight should have been stopped near the end of the second. Here it comes halfway through the third round at 2:35 in round number 3. Hector Beltran Jr. 3-0 with 3 knockouts.
I like the way he switched his shot selection, man, at the end of that round to get that stoppage. He kind of looked like he kind of whipped him to the side of his head. Great punch selection right there.
Let's take a look at what led to the stoppage here in the third round. They were fighting at close range, and it was that left hook again that created this sequence and ended the fight.
Yeah, I like those shots right there. Nice and short.
Sprinkling the elbow for a little extra seasoning as well.
For sure, man.
Why not? Beautiful work for the 20-year-old.
You got to give it to Gutierrez, man. Oh, yeah, hard.
Absolutely. Let's make this official with David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ruben Perez calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 2 minutes, 35 seconds of round number 3. Declaring your winner by TKO. He's still undefeated, handsome Hector Beltran Jr.
Hector Beltran Jr. improving to 3-0. Pleasing the hometown crowd of family and friends here at Ford Center at the Star. And the 20-year-old just getting started in his young pro career. Lots of family and friends on hand, ringside as well. And let's hear from Charlie
Congratulations. You wanted this fight in Dallas. You said to me how excited you were, and what a performance. The minute you came in round one, hurting him, got that stoppage. Just how good did that feel?
And it felt good, especially in front of all my family, friends, all my people coming out. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Talk us through the fight. It seemed quite easy for you in there. Were you enjoying it? You were ripping the body. You were landing at the head with ease.
Yeah, every time I'm in the ring, I love to enjoy every second. So that's what I did today.
3-0 now. What does the future have in store for you? You're young, you're hungry, you're an exciting fighter.
Hey, whatever comes my way, I'll take it. So, thank you. Yeah.
Congratulations. Well done.
All right, thank you, Charlie. Hector Beltran Jr. coming out, his first fight in the U.S., went to Mexico to begin his pro career, recently turned 20 this past spring, and in his first fight in his home state, 30 minutes away from his home, Beltran Jr. improves to 3-0 with a stoppage in the third round. Coming up in about 20 minutes on DAZN, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, it's the main card. Amari Jones will kick it off against Argentina's Alfredo Blanco. Austin Ammo Williams back in action, trying to put on a show against fellow Houstonian Ivan Vasquez. And then Diego Pacheco in for a real test at 168 pounds. He will take on the game veteran Trevor McCumbee. The main event, Jesse Bam Rodriguez back inside his home state, a few hours away from San Antonio, will put his WBC and Ring Magazine Super Flyweight title on the line against the WBO Super Flyweight champ, South Africa's Phumelele Cafu. Here in a unification bout, Jesse Bam Rodriguez's quest to become a multi-division unified champion will continue tonight. He perhaps will capture that glory in the main event here at the Ford Center at the Star. 20 minutes away from the main card started. Here on Before the Bell, you see Beltran, Dev, Valdez, all victorious. We hope you enjoy the main card here in Texas. For Ernesto Tito Mercado and our entire crew at the Star, I'm Justin Shackle. We thank you for joining us here on Before the Bell. Enjoy Bam Cafu coming up at the top of the hour on DAZN.
I'm ready to go. Just ready to take care of business.
Is an absolute menace.
He's still such a young man. He's already a multi-weight world champion.
Nice uppercut in the left hand. Nice shot there from Ben Rodriguez.
This kid has it all.
They're going to see something special.
We got points. Get it fast. We got fast. No matter